In Bollywood, we create movies to depict life. We create a drama where there is trauma, but here's somebody who has realized that everything is karma. This world that we live in and think is real is nothing more than just a movie. It's just a projection, a show. We're all actors, artists who come and go. Of course, you may have heard this before at some point in your life, but if you reflect on it, it hits you hard. So what is the truth? Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce you all to AiR, Atman and Ravi. AiR is a fascinating name, and of course, we will get to know later why he is called AiR. But for now, let me tell you that AiR was once an iconic business tycoon who had taken retailing in India to absolutely new heights. Then one day, AiR just gave up his life of success and achievements, of being in the limelight, his pursuit of wealth and accomplishments, to go on a quest to discover the purpose of life. Today, AiR is a spiritual mentor, a transformational author, singer, and philanthropist. He is on a mission to help people discover the way to eternal happiness through enlightenment. He runs 3 humanitarian homes for the destitute and abandoned. He's written over 70 books to help people live with purpose and meaning, peace and bliss. In fact, he releases a book every month. That is unbelievable. He writes spiritual poetry, life songs, bhajans, and sings them too. As they say, the show must go on, and well, let me now introduce you to AiR. AiR, welcome. Sir, it is such an honor, a pleasure, and a privilege to meet you. Truly is, I am so fascinated by your journey. I truly am. I've had the good fortune of being in conversation with many spiritual forces. But when I read about you in detail, and I've heard so much about you, it's so fascinating. Your journey, your demeanor, your aura, it just fascinates me. Firstly, I'm in a quandary, and I'll tell you why. Because I don't know how to address you. I've been raised to be reverential and respectful to all. But I know you are an enlightened entity. And I don't know what to say to you, because calling you AiR is just making me feel a bit strange. Or should I? What do I call you?
So people call me AiR because I started with nothing, achieved something, became everything, only to realize we are nothing. So this whole circuit, and when somebody asks me who you are, I say AiR. But when they come to Mumbai, they say Hawa. So I say, हवा में जो शक्ति मैं तो वही मैं ये नहीं आसमां में जो मस्ती मैं तो वही मैं ये नहीं जो मैं दिखता वो मैं नहीं सच में तो मैं एक शक्ति कण कण में जो है शक्ति मैं तो हूँ वो शक्ति.
Wow.
We are all powers.
We're all powerful.
But we don't realize it. And before we start this show, whatever we continue in this conversation, we have fun together. You know, I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
Before you start asking me questions.
Of course.
Tell me, what is man's greatest sin? सबसे बड़ा पाप क्या है?
I think it is greed.
Greed. You know, Mahatma Gandhi spoke about 7 deadly sins.
Yeah.
And this, I have written 1,400 songs. Unfortunately, that's not part, they didn't give the details to you. Every other day I write a song. And I get a song from nowhere. And this song came to me. And then you can ask me whatever question you want.
Yeah.
It says, इंसान का पाप क्या है? पापों का बाप क्या है? इंसान भगवान है पर सोचता इंसान इंसान है. इंसान सच में शक्ति है, सोचता है वो व्यक्ति है. इंसान का पाप यही है, पापों का बाप यही है. इंसान तो आत्मा है, आत्मा परमात्मा है. इंसान जो ये ना जानता, करता है पाप सबसे बड़ा. पापों का बाप ये है खड़ा.
Oh my God.
Biggest sin is you are God.
Yeah.
But you forget. And you're thinking, I'm Karan Johar. And you're directing movies and you're thinking, oh, this is a movie and Rocky Rani ki prem kahani and it's rocking and the whole world is rocking with your movie. I forgot the parts of it. But the challenge is that we don't realize that we are superpowers. And that's what you call me AiR, and now over to you.
I'll call you AiR.
Yeah, because AiR, A-I-R, means the Atma in Ravi.
Atma and Ravi.
This guy, my mother called this guy Ravi.
Yeah.
But Ravi is dead.
Yeah.
When I realized I am not Ravi,
Yeah.
I am the soul, the spirit, the ruh, the Atma, I realized I am Atma in Ravi. When somebody calls, asks you, who are you, what do you say?
My name?
You say, hi.
I'm
you meet in America, I'm Karan.
Hi, Karan.
But you know, that's not true. Because when you came to this world, did you come as Karan? You came as a chota baby.
Yeah.
And then your mother saw this lovely boy and said, Karan.
Yes.
So we are all actually, whenever we say, I am Karan, I am. No, my name is.
So like they say, life is a sum of moving parts. You're saying life is a sum of moving souls. We're all souls, and we are all souls with superpower.
Absolutely.
And I've always spelled something AiR. I get used to it.
Yeah.
I feel like most human beings have this superpower called instinct.
Right.
You know, it's the first thought. Like, you know, when you met me, I feel something for you, you feel something for me. That's our first instinct.
Absolutely.
Or when a question is asked of you, a proposal comes to you, anything, you have a ghanti jaise bolte na, wo bajti hai ya nahi bajti, or you feel, I don't like this person, I don't want to do business. And then after that, layers of intellectualism, pragmatism, सोच, विचार, opinion, societal pressure, सब उसके ऊपर आ जाता है और वो instinct को दबा देता है. Now, I feel like I say it everywhere, that everyone has this instinct.
Correct.
Do you believe that that instinct is a human superpower?
That instinct is, but Karan, what we need to understand, there are two aspects in our head. One aspect is the mind,
Right.
and one aspect is consciousness.
Yeah.
If you're judging somebody from the mind, then that instinct as you feel is actually cheating you.
Oh.
So you have to, and so we will talk over the few minutes. The mind is a state where thoughts, they are pouring like rain and they're pushing you down the drain and they make you judge people again and again and again. But when consciousness, you're watching, you're observing, you're in awareness, you have that mindful, then that instinct is real.
Ah.
I hope I'm coming up. So that the problem is only differentiating whether we are in the mind state or consciousness state.
That's great. I mean, that gives so much clarity to what I've been actually thinking about, what I think the instinct is being a superpower, etc.
The mind can manipulate you.
Yes.
Suppose the mind makes you judge somebody and then you regret it later. Arey yaar, maine kyun aise kiya hai?
Yeah.
So that should not.
So I have a few interesting questions that are related to my world, the movies. But I think in your thoughts and ideologies, life can be a movie as well. Because actually we see what we see on celluloid many a time, like fiction draws from reality. And we are all, sometimes we believe that, the life and the kind of situations that we come across sometimes are more bizarre than what we even show in the movies, because the real world is a much more dramatic movie than the movies on celluloid. So I have to ask that life too is a movie, like I said. What, according to you, is this movie called Life all about?
See, what do we think? We think that a movie is a movie.
Yeah.
Correct? So you say, Ranveer is acting as Rocky. I don't watch much of movies, so
yes.
forgive me if I make a mistake. But I am Karan Johar.
Yeah.
This is my real world. This is my home. This is my mother. This is my family. But we don't realize one thing, that life is just nothing better than a movie.
Yeah.
Because what are we? We are actors. We come on the stage. You think you're Karan Johar, but you're wearing the costume of Karan Johar. You're acting as Karan Johar. One day, will you die?
Yes.
No.
I will not die.
No. Karan Johar will die.
Ah.
And people will say, you passed away. Don't they say that?
Yes.
So who passed away? The one who was wearing the costume of Karan Johar.
He passed away.
He passed away. So just to share with you, therefore, when you realize, well, I'm Atma in Ravi, I'm the Atma, the soul. You are the Atma in Karan. In this movie called Life, we unfortunately think that these are movies and this is real. So in movies, what do people do?
Yeah.
You're trying to do entertainment.
Yes.
And edutainment. But what is the movie of life all about? It's not entertainment and edutainment. It is enlightenment. तो ये एनलाइटनमेंट का शब्द लोग सुनते ही बोलते हैं क्या बड़ी बड़ी बात करते हैं यार. No, it's very simple. We are recording, the lights are on. If the lights are off, there's darkness. Enlightenment is switching on the light. The movie called Life is to understand that ये तो एक नाटक है, कुछ सच ना है, प्रभु की ये लीला है, सब माया है, हम कलाकार हैं, आते जाते हैं. We are actors. We come and go.
We go.
This is just a show. So we don't realize. If you look at people will always say, "Oh, that's in the movie." Don't they say?
Yes.
अरे वो तो पिक्चर में दिखाया यार, ये तो अलग ये जिंदगी में हो रहा है. Don't people say that?
But who is the producer and director of this movie called Life?
So very interestingly,
Yeah.
there was a debate between a scientist and a spiritual guy.
Yeah.
So they were having a big debate, symposium in some foreign country.
Yeah.
And after 2-3 days of symposium, when the spiritual guy was going to say goodbye to the scientist, he saw a beautiful ornate globe on the table, made of marble and with intricate gold. And so he asked the spiritual guy, I love the globe on your table. Can you please give me the address where you bought it from? He said, which globe? He said, that one. He said, Arey, mujhe pata nahi. I don't know where this globe came from, yaar. The scientist got upset. He said, come on, if you don't want to tell where you bought it from, I understand. It's a secret you are. But don't tell me
That there is no globe.
the globe came into my table from somewhere. I don't know from where. The spiritual guy took advantage. He said, for 3 days in the conference, you're talking that there is no producer, director of this world. And now you're saying this small globe should have a manufacturer. What about this big globe? Where did this big globe come from? So, who is the producer, director? If I say, who produced Rocky Rani Ki Prem Kahani?
Yeah.
I just can't say Karan.
Yeah.
There's so many Karans.
Yeah.
It's Karan Johar.
Yeah.
So who's the producer, director? Can I ask you when you were a kid?
Yeah.
You remember which god you used to pray to as a small boy? Gadapati, Hanuman, Ram.
Yes, Shiva. It was Guru Nanak because my parents were big believers.
Very good. Though Guru Nanak says you should not pray me as God.
Yeah, I know.
Now let me tell you, we all pray to different gods.
Yes.
But who's the real God? Is it Krishna, Rama, Shiva, Vishnu, Jesus, so many Buddha, Guru Nanak, of course. So the producer director of this universe is Sip, a supreme immortal power. All these names, whether it's Guru Nanak or Shiva or Krishna or Jesus, they are names given by religion. But there is a producer director. This universe could not have come about from nothing.
Yes.
If people say it came about from a Big Bang, you must have heard that.
Yes, the Big Bang Theory.
Then who did the Big Bang?
Yeah.
Oh, it came by nature. Then who created nature? So Karan, the question goes on and on and on to find out, is there a producer director? Every movie has a producer director. But this universe has a producer director.
But what do you say about when people have faith that is a derivative of religion, and some derive that faith and put it into this massive spectrum of religion, which is embodied in an idol? And there are some religions that don't believe in idol worship and some that completely do. What is your take on that?
Very beautiful. See, we don't know who God is, where God is, what God is, but God is.
Of course.
Do you think actually that there is a heaven and there are many gods there? Do you think like that personally?
Personally not.
Right? So anybody using intelligence, now idol worship is like for a child who is born. You and me were taught A for apple, B for ball. We were taught like that because we have to teach children the meaning of God.
Yeah.
So we make it very interesting. Hanuman ki jai. And Ganapati Bappa Mo. So I believed in Lord Shiva for 40 years.
Yeah.
I have built the biggest Shiva statue in India. A mammoth, amazing statue.
Beautiful. I've seen visuals, the Shivoham temple. It's
You good. Okay. After 40 years, I realized that God lives in the sky is a lie. God lives in the temple of your heart. The Bible says the kingdom of God is within, Luke 17. God lives in the temple of your heart, Corinthians 3. The Upanishad, 5,000 years ago, says, Neti, neti, tattvamasi. You are not this, you are that. Therefore, all religions, Karan, are good. Or tell me which religion is not good, in the sense that they teach you to pray, they teach you to believe in God, whether you have an idol or you don't have an idol. But I want to share something with you. Religion is like kindergarten. How do we start our education? Through kindergarten? Then what do we do?
And you go up.
And you go finally to?
Yes.
You go to?
To your final class. Yeah.
And then you go to college.
College, and then you get a degree.
And university.
Yeah.
Religion is kindergarten. The university is spirituality.
Oh.
Spirituality is not a religion. So we have to go from praying to Guru Nanak, to Shiva, to Krishna, to wanting God. And when I wrote songs, my depth of seeking God, I used to sing, Prabhu Pana, yahi maqsad hai, marne se pehle, Prabhu ko pana hai, sab kuch mila agar प्रभु ना मिला तो संसार मिला फिर भी कुछ ना हम पाते. What is the purpose of life? We will go on talking, but religion, I love to give an analogy. Do you know the game of pole vault? Have you?
Yes, yes.
So what happens in the pole vault? You take a pole and you run.
Yes.
And then you push the pole down and you try to jump 6 meters, 8 meters.
Yeah.
Religion is like a pole vault. Without the pole, you can't jump.
Yeah.
But with the pole, you can't jump. So you need religion as a kindergarten. You need religion to run. Then when you want to jump over, you drop the pole. You drop religion and you jump over to spiritual.
So do you feel, in your opinion and your expertise of understanding, that spirituality is a higher force and is attained after you are immersed in religion and then you take it to the forces of spirituality? Because there's always a debate about what is religion. Of course, we have read, we understand. Individually, it is, to every individual, religion is their own understanding of it. But spirituality to many is a term that is used very loosely. Because I feel like people say, oh, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. You hear that all the time. Yeah. They're like, what does that really mean? Because to me, I feel if you have a high emotional quotient, if you have understood what the power of goodness is, if you've understood that tera karam hi teri vijay, I believe very strongly in that line. If I feel you understood those things and you understood that you could be perhaps a spiritual being, I don't need to sit to chant. I don't need to sit to meditate, to be spiritual. May I be spiritual without any of this? Is a question I'd like to ask you and ask the universe. When somebody says, oh, I believe in the power of the universe, I don't know what they even mean by that. But I feel that a lot of people draw from what they hear and read and make it their belief.
So let me share with you.
Yes.
If it comes to Bollywood, I don't even know 0.01% of what you get. But where spirituality is concerned, I got the spark on 14th of August 2014. Is kindergarten and university the same?
No.
So religion and spirituality are different. Now just to leave one line with you, spirituality is the science of the spirit. Spirituality is the science of the spirit. So let me share with you, you can be religious and from religion you can evolve to spirituality.
Right.
You can be an atheist and from atheism
you can evolve
to spirituality. But ultimately, Karan, in 2022, the Nobel Prize of Science was given to 3 physicists for their work in quantum physics and quantum mechanics. And what was the Nobel Prize? They have proved that every molecule of matter is energy. They call it the wave-particle duality. हम जब स्कूल में थे, we have been taught this, we all have learned, energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed from one form to another. So, spirituality, people are using it as a loose term. The truth is, we are all divine spirits having a human experience. But what do we think? We are human beings having a spiritual experience. And people would see, religion has nothing to do. You may be having a lot of bhakti and devotion. But who is God? Yeah? Where is God? What is God? We just follow the herd. We don't fly like a bird. We don't explore कि सच्चाई क्या है.
Yeah.
What is the truth? You're in Bollywood. अभी मैं आपको सवाल करता हूँ.
बिल्कुल.
बताइए, ये फिल्म है सत्यम शिवम सुंदरम.
जी.
इसका मतलब क्या? Sorry, I'm not letting you prepare the answer.
I know that. That's fine. I know the song by heart.
Now when I tell you, you say, aha. बोलिए, सत्य क्या है? सत्यम.
Satya is such.
शिवम.
Shiva.
सुंदरम.
That I won't.
सुंदर.
Sundar, of course. What Satya, Shiv, and Sundar.
सुंदर means?
Beautiful.
That's it. That's what you said. सत्य ये है कि शिव ही सुंदर है. Satyam Shivam Sundaram. So, what we have to say? Phool hai sundar, titli sundar, badal bhi sundar hai, paad bhi sundar, asma sundar, tum bhi to sundar, main bhi to sundar. Sundar jo hai, wo Shiv hai, Shiv hi to hai, Sundaram. It means this, that everything is beautiful only because, not Shiv, it's God. The Shiv here means God. Everything is beautiful because there's divinity
in everything.
The moment you remove divinity, suppose I'm in love with somebody and she's here and suddenly she is gone. She's on the floor. I will burn her body. Why? I love her so much. But the Shiva in her, the supreme immortal power in her is there. The beauty came from, the Sundara came from Shiva. And this is the Satyam.
Yeah.
So look at such a beautiful movie.
It is a beautiful movie.
And unfortunately, even though there's a song says, the song actually tells what it is, but people are lost in the internet.
Yes. They didn't read it through. But similarly, there is a certain, like you said, Abhi, they don't become a free bird. So Javed Saab has words in a song that is Panchi Nadiyan Pavan ke jhoke koi sarhad na inhe roke. Sarhad इंसानों के लिए बने हैं. सोचो तुमने और मैंने क्या पाया इंसान हो. So that thought is that because we are human beings, we are confined by so many barriers, social barriers, caste barriers, religious barriers, that we have restricted ourselves from really flying, like you just said. And it's so beautifully put कि पंछी नदियाँ पवन के झोंके कोई सरहद ना आए रोके. सरहद इंसानों के लिए बने हैं. सोचो तुमने और मैंने क्या पाया इंसानों. So there is a cynicism also about what people and what human beings perhaps have done on this planet. They have not understood the power of goodness and the power of peace and the power of what perhaps the planet was meant to be. We've also destroyed the planet where it comes to why we're going through this entire climate change. And there's so much that human beings have not evolved. The process of evolution has not taken place. Do you have that level of cynicism towards humanity?
No. See, this is a drama. Let me tell you, every human being, what you spoke just now, the human being is the only species who has an intellect to discriminate. No panchi, no kutta, nothing can, nobody can. So we are not using this intellect because our need, Karan, has become our greed.
Yeah.
We want more and we want more and we want more. And finally, when you go out of the door, everything will be left here.
Yes.
Then why are we running like that? We are trying to be an ace, trying to run this race and chase. And finally, we are caught in the maze. We don't live with grace. The problem is we are ignorant.
Yeah.
And that's why you asked me about spirituality, about enlightenment.
Yes.
Suppose you enter this room and there's no light. It's pitch dark. What do? First thing, what do you try to do?
I do go and find the light.
Can't find that. And if you can't find the switch, then you sometimes tumble.
Yeah.
Correct? So when you switch on the light, so enlightenment is when you eliminate the darkness from within. And you can't do it with a broom. You can't remove the darkness from a room with a broom.
Yeah.
You need a light. And the problem with this, what the problem you're seeing in the world today, all the problems of the world can be solved with one answer, which is enlightenment.
Enlighten.
If you realize, can I ask you, what is your birth date?
25th of May, 1972.
It's on your birth certificate?
Yeah.
पक्का passport में?
Ah,
25th of May.
yeah. I'm not lying about May.
झूठ बोल रहे हैं आप?
नहीं,
झूठ बोल रहे हैं?
नहीं, मैं झूठ नहीं बोल रहा.
बुरा मत मानो. आप बड़े साहब हैं लेकिन मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ. 25th of October of May.
May.
Ask your mother. Call and ask her. 24th of May, 23rd of May. Were you kicking inside or not?
Oh.
Were you kicking or not?
Yes, I kicked a lot.
Then you were alive, no?
Yeah.
How can you say you were born on 25th of May?
I was brought into the
This is your arrival day.
arrival.
Not your... As a super intelligent person, you tell me.
Yes.
When were you actually born?
That I don't know when I started kicking.
Approximately? No.
Maybe then I was born in February.
How many months?
When I became from a fetus to a...
How many months before were you actually... You couldn't change your mother once you were conceived.
That is then 9 months.
Exactly. When enlightenment is that. Spirituality is that.
So I've been celebrating my wrong birthday.
You've been celebrating your arrival day. Now, today I'm giving you 2 birthdays. You have a new
I'm going back. I have a new birthday. I've never thought of it like that.
The Chinese, they celebrate 1 year ahead.
Yeah.
Behind 1 year.
Yeah.
But this is exactly what you must have heard as self-realization.
But tell me, what I'm intrigued to know is that I'm surrounded by people who have so many different ways of transporting their belief. Some are immensely religious, you see them going to temples and observing pujas and doing that they believe that the power comes from rituals. My father was not ritualistic at all. He believed in the power of a Havan, and beyond that, he didn't believe in any rituals. Then there are those who are Buddhist now, and they chant. And then there are those who believe they are just spiritual, and they meditate, and they have some connection with the universe. I hear so many forms of belief. And like you have encompassed it all in one word, you say enlightenment. How does an average person attain this enlightenment? And should they stop their day-to-day practices and yet achieve enlightenment?
A lot of people think that you have to become a sannyasi.
Yes.
You have to become a sannyasi and then...
move to the mountains.
Wrong. The only way to attain God and to attain the purpose of life is to live in this world.
Yeah.
You have to continue doing what you're doing. But enlightenment is when you get the realization of the truth. Like today I told you something.
Yeah.
Do you agree that you were actually conceived 9 months back?
Yes.
And you also agree that one day Karan Johar will die.
Yeah.
But you will pass away.
Yes.
Who is that? Enlightenment is the subject of realizing जो मौत पे गया और जो 9 महीने पहले आया वो कौन है? Karan, you and me are not talking religion today.
No, not at all.
There are many religions and we are both agreeing all religions are good.
Yeah.
Spirituality is pirlu. Pirlu means purification of your thought, then illumination, then realization, then liberation and unification.
No.
It's a very simple, what did I say?
Pirlu.
Purification,
Illumination, realization,
liberation,
and unification.
Now, this is secret of life. Since I write so many songs, I say this, and I hope you like songs.
Yeah, music is the soul of my existence.
They say, मौत की सच्चाई क्या है? हम कभी ना मरते हैं. हम तो इस शरीर से मुक्त होते हैं जब ये तन मरता है. हम तो अमर आत्मा है. आत्मा कभी ना मरती है. एहसास जब होता है हम तन मन्ना संसार से मुक्त होते हैं. मौत की सच्चाई. You know what this is? What I'm singing, you know what it actually is? It is the Mool Mantra of Guru Nanak.
Oh, wow.
Can you believe?
Wow.
Mool Mantra, Ek Onkar Satya. Yeah. That Mool Mantra of Guru Nanak, which your father believed, is what I put in the song.
Wow.
So, Karan, this word enlightenment is not complicated. Unfortunately, the religions are good. But religions start our journey to God, then they put us in a merry-go-round. So just to tell you, somebody is in kindergarten, and then after kindergarten, what did you go? You went to school, and you went to college, whatever. Some people are in kindergarten 20 years, 40 years. 60 years, 80 years, they are still in kindergarten. Because we are not able to realize the truth. To realize the truth, you have to open your real eyes to realize.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, whatever I'm telling you, I hope it's practical what I'm telling you.
It is. And very, very easy to understand.
So all you got to ask yourself is, who am I?
Who am I?
Who am I? मैं कौन मैं हूँ सच में, मैं आत्मा हूँ या तन मन बुद्धि हूँ, ढूंढता था मैं जब तक एहसास हो गया मुझको, कौन मैं हूँ. You have to ask yourself this question. See, you are a superstar. I'm reading such good things about Karan Johar getting 25 years of amazing directorship in Melbourne. Great.
No, but you know, I do understand what you're saying, because I've asked myself many a time, you know, when we live in a constant phase of constantly trying to keep your achievement going, to maintain the position that you created for yourself, nothing failed like success, in my opinion.
Nothing
Failed like success. Success is the biggest failure and burden. It is sad. So sometimes you feel कि ये दुनिया अगर मिल भी जाए तो क्या है? Eventually, what is going to happen? We live, we go through these beats, we don't enjoy the small pleasures. Today, when I'm meeting you, I have a smile on my face. I have to retain the pleasure of this moment. I see these flowers behind you. It's giving me a sense of coolness and calmness. I hugged my son before coming. I'm not holding on to the small pleasures. I don't know broader spectrums of spirituality and religion. I just know that what I'm not doing is living in the moment. Because हर पल यहाँ जी भर जियो, जो है समा कल होना हो, is really what I believe in. And I started now to go beyond my own career, because there was a time that I was like holding on to this film should also be a blockbuster. This film should also run. This film, and I was like, fame, fortune, celebrityhood, it's so temporary and transient. None of it really matters in the large spectrum of things. If I'm not healthy and I'm not peaceful from within, then why am I celebrating this success that is not even permanent?
Beautiful.
It takes me to what I really want to ask you. And, you know, I've gone off track, by the way. I had questions that I had
we will come back, don't worry.
But I don't want to actually ask you this question, because I feel I'm so engaged in this conversation that I feel like what I'm meant to ask you is not of consequence. It's what you're saying to me that is flowing naturally like a river.
Yeah.
Many a time when I walked into a place and I feel like there is something evolved in my headspace that makes me believe I've been here before. What they call traditionally in the English language as deja vu.
Correct.
Does that mean that this is not the first time I've taken human form or any kind of physical form? Do you believe in before life and afterlife? What is your phenomena and concept of that?
Do you believe you have a nose on your face?
Yes.
You don't have to believe. You know it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, 2-3 things. First of all, I must give you this book.
Yes.
This book is called Happiness is Success. And I want to leave something before I forget. I'm going to come back to what you just said. But don't leave your success.
Yeah.
Let it remain. But remember, success is not happiness. This book is released by Rupa and it's available all over India. I want you to read this book.
Thank you.
So,
I've heard a lot about it, by the way, and I look forward to reading.
Very good. Please. So don't think that success is not good.
Yeah.
But don't get caught in the race of achievement. I want to share with you, there are 3 peaks of happiness. The first peak is called achievement. The second peak is called fulfillment. And the third peak is enlightenment. So when we are running this race, I was running the race of achievement for 25 years. Kids camp, big kids camp, Camp Fort. I was going to open a Disney World in India on 200 acres of land with a helipad and monorail. I stopped. No, Karan, you don't have to stop. You're doing an amazing job, but keep that awareness that finally one day will come. You've seen the who's who of Bollywood.
Yeah.
They came and they've gone. What is their purpose? This is what you've got to get to. So if you just realize that the purpose of success, you said, is so temporary. Yes, provided we are running behind it because we want it, we want this, we want that, we want our greed to be fulfilled. You know what we lose? We lose peace. And peace is the foundation of happiness. Why are you enjoying this? You're sitting and you said, Kal ho na ho. I say, Aage bhi jaane na to, piche bhi jaane na jo bhi hai.
Bas yahi ek pal.
We don't know how to live in the now. The ball I gave you says, make a vow to be happy in the now.
That's exactly what I'm trying to achieve in my life.
So you are there. All you've got to do is, you don't have to.
Also, don't you feel acknowledgement is the first stage of self-progress? Like to acknowledge a problem.
I am amazed at you. For you to have told me what you've told me, and I thought, Karan Johar, no, I didn't expect you to be so humble and to explain what you just told me. But what I'm telling you is that you have to continue, because you're holding a position, you have to enlighten the world. You are doing an amazing thing. All you've got to do is turn the paradigm slightly. You don't have to leave Bollywood, or you don't have to leave this world to find enlightenment. You know, Raja Janak. Raja Janak was the father of Sita, Ram Sita.
Yes, yes.
He was a king. And he was running his kingdom as an enlightened soul. Being the king of Bollywood, you can sit there and you can be enlightened and you can set an example to people. What is life all about? What is when you said that I had the feeling that I'm running after success? Yeah, you should have fulfillment. It's not, if you don't have any success, then you're not going to be comfortable.
No, to me, I feel my learning in life has been that if you can treat success and failure in the same way, I feel that is a true self-advancement. Because today, if I put too much emphasis on success and I crumble under the pressure of failure.
You know why?
To me, both are equally incorrect.
But you know why? Why are everybody worried about failure?
Yeah.
Who in Bollywood is not concerned about failure? Tell me, which actor, which director?
Everybody.
You know why? It is because of a very small word. Ego.
Yes.
Ego. And that ego, today I want to share with you my biggest realization. I wrote a book. It's called Realizations of a Yogi.
Yeah.
And this book we are releasing. In fact, Malaika is coming to Bangalore to release this book. This book tells you how to overcome the ego. Don't forget how to put it back in the box, please.
Okay.
Because you've got to put it in back. So, this book tells you, I'm going to tell you the biggest secret.
Yeah.
I am not this body that will die. We talked about how this body will die. I am not this body that will die.
Yeah.
I am not the ego that says I. Then who am I? Can I ask you a question? Do you have a mind?
Yes.
Sure.
More of a heart, but yeah.
If you have no mind, then there are no thoughts.
Yeah.
But actually, the ball, what is the shape?
Round.
What is the shape of the mind?
That it.
Have you ever pulled your ears?
Many a time.
Seen your brain in X-ray or MRI,
Yes.
heart? How does the mind look?
It looks like a funny shape.
Oh, there's no mind. Your funny shape is your imagination.
Is the brain.
There is no mind.
Yeah.
Karan,
Because mind is a phenomenon of the brain.
my mind is just... Have you heard of AK-47?
Yes, yes.
AK-47 is dangerous.
Yeah.
Have you heard of MK-50? No. MK-50. AK-47 we know. But MK-50 is more dangerous. It is the mind killer 50. The mind killer is shooting at you 50 thoughts a minute. And this is stopping you from dropping your ego. This is creating me. You know what's me?
Yeah.
Mind and ego, M-E.
But I have a question about ego, and I completely endorse what you're saying. What then is I believe, kill your ego, but hold on to your self-respect.
You can't kill ego.
I mean, if you can not be burdened by the ego.
Okay.
I feel I'm not killing it, but I'm like, ego we all have. But I'm like, let it not be coming in your way. But self-respect, hold on to. I say this as my belief. And now someone said, explain what you mean by the two. I said in a simplistic way, ego is, suppose I'm not invited to your party.
Yeah.
But I come.
Yeah.
That is mean I don't have an ego. I don't feel like I'm so full of myself that AiR did not invite me, but I've still come to your residence for a party. Now when I come and you are nasty to me, rude to me, that hurts my self-respect. Because now I've come, you should be gracious and kind as a host. That's what then I should leave. Because my self-respect got me. Now, this is how I define ego and self-respect. But do you think there's a difference between the two?
Actually, ego is a more arrogant form of it.
Yeah.
Self-respect is a more decent, humble way of saying.
You think it's this terminology?
No, it's slightly different. But I want to share with you, since I don't know when I will meet you again, what is the truth of life? I told you, you are that one small cell that came alive 9 months before 25th of May, if my date is...
Yes.
When you realize what was I then and what will be that Shakti that lives at the moment of death, then you come to know that this guy whom I seem to be, this is just a costume. And this is just like Ranveer is saying, I'm Rocky.
In a costume.
You are also only in the costume of Karan Johar.
Yes.
That's why you're starting to feel that how much of a success I achieve, finally one day what? That's already there in your mind.
Yeah.
I will make 10 more blockbusters. I will make it.
That's why I feel I love that Guru Dutt line. Ki duniya agar will bhi jaye to kya? Like it is so true. And a lot of these philosophies have been written by some great authors and poets. We just, as you said, react to the entertainment of it. We react to the music of it, the melody of it. We don't hear what they're really saying. Going back to what I said about past and present and afterlife, do you have a take on that?
Yeah, so let me explain to you. Sorry, I slipped away from that.
Yeah.
Let me explain to you. Do you believe in death?
Yeah.
Sure, right?
Yeah.
Do you believe that birth will happen?
Yes.
बॉम्बे में आपने आम के ट्री देखे?
जी.
Mango trees?
जी.
Have you seen a special mango tree where there are mangoes and apples? Both come.
Not to my knowledge.
Come to Bangalore, I'll show you.
Okay. I do want to come.
There is no tree like that. It cannot happen. Because the law of karma will not permit it. As you sow, so shall you reap. A donkey cannot give birth to a monkey.
Yeah.
So, do you believe in the law of karma?
I do.
कि जो करेंगे, सो पाएंगे.
So bharinge.
So I want you to pay attention to only 3 things. So you have to just 3 points I was telling you. Birth, you believe in birth.
Yes.
You believe in death. And you believe in karma. Join these 3 dots.
Birth, death and karma.
Birth, death and karma. So we will die. Who will die?
The costume will die.
Physical body.
Yeah.
The physical body which appears to be a costume. And people will say, suppose today my father passed away, I burn his body. If he was sleeping, would I dare burn the body?
No.
Why not?
Because he's still alive.
He's inside.
Yeah.
And death, why do I burn the body?
Because that force is left.
He is. So when he is gone, where is he gone?
Where is he?
गया. कहाँ तो गया?
हाँ.
You agree? कहाँ तो गया?
Yeah.
कहाँ गया?
But where?
Leave that aside. अभी कोई आया. वो कहाँ से आया? You came. Did you decide your mother and father? Did your mother and father make your kidney, your heart, your lungs?
No.
You like Hindi old song?
Yes.
So you like old songs?
Yes.
So recently I wrote a song.
Yeah.
And we're coming back to rebirth. I'm not leaving that. Yes. वो क्या मेरी तकदीर जो पैदा हुआ मैं संसार में आया मैं क्या मैंने किया है जो संसार में आया मैं मुक्ति मुझे पाना है मुझे मोक्ष पाना है फिर क्यों फंसा मैं संसार में मैं फंसा क्यों क्या मैंने किया है What have you done for you to come to earth? This is what the song is asking.
Yeah.
क्या मैंने Karan, and you also spoke of a very important thing in the course of our conversation. You said we must do good karma. Of course we must do good karma. Right? Good or bad? What should we do? Good. But is there anything better than doing good karma? No, there is. Doing no karma. I will explain to you. When you die, suppose as I'm talking to you now, I get a heart attack. I'm dead. Have I settled all my karma or have I not settled my karma?
No, you've not settled.
Nobody settles their karma.
Yeah.
You agree? Anybody who dies, they have not settled their karma. But as per karma, they have to settle their karma. That much is coming to okay to you. Keep it aside. A child is born blind. Can you tell me why? It's because God is not kind? Is that the reason?
That's the other one I wanted to ask you, that why is there sorrow and happiness? Who decides that?
This is all automatic. If you die and you have karma which is pending, you will come back according to that. Why is somebody born in a slum? Why is somebody born in a palace? Why were you born to a beautiful mother and father? Bollywood is drama. Life is karma.
Yeah.
Bollywood is drama. Life is karma. So join the three dots. When you die, you have pending karma. And you're born only because of karma. Now the last point. If you die and you have no karma, then what happens?
You don't get born again.
That is called moksha. Such a complicated thing called moksha.
Is there a person with no karma?
I'll explain to you. So moksha, nirvana, salvation, liberation is what? If you have no karma. Now, people whom you say, the Guru Nanak, the saints of the world, when they get enlightened, they get the realization, I am not the body, mind and ego. I am the Atma, I am the soul. Then they become divine instruments. Then I am not doing karma. I have surrendered myself. Suppose you as Karan Johar says from tomorrow, nothing is mine. I believe in Maharashtra, Shivaji Maharaj, when he got a guru, he told the guru, take this, my kingdom. And he walked out. Then the guru told him, okay, it's not your kingdom. Now you sit on the throne as my representative. So I don't know if I understood, explain this to you. I'd like to show this to you.
Yes.
There was no life. This came alive. How many balloons?
2.
White and blue. Can I ask you a personal question? You made good money from Rocky Rani?
Yes.
I'll give you more money than that today.
How?
Ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
More money than Rocky Rani.
More money.
It's a promise.
It's a promise.
Ready?
Yes.
Give me the white air separately and the blue air separately. And I'll give you more money than Rocky Rani.
I can't do that.
Now try to understand what I'm telling you. When the body dies, the Atma, the soul, the spirit, becomes one with self. Who is reborn, Karan? You know who's reborn? Not the body. The body did birth. The body returns to ashes. So who comes back? The me, the mind and the ego carries its unsettled karma and comes when the soul gives it life again.
In the form of another body.
The moment somebody is gone, in the next moment they are reborn.
Do you personally get the feeling that this is not your first life?
Obviously. Because if it was my first life, then why was I born? Samsar mein aaya, main kyun, kya maine kiya. So I want, see, there may be some situations where the creator might have some people coming into this world as a first opportunity.
So now, I think so. I mean, this has been the most engaging conversation, ranging from death, afterlife, spirituality, the moment, birth. I've now realized that I have not been celebrating my accurate birthday. And you know, I have to say that you have so much compassion, passion, and also a desire to communicate your thoughts in this most simplistic manner. And through music, through your ideologies, and through your love for, I think, just not just music, but just love for all the questions that we are born with. And some of us just don't land up seeking those answers, but you're a seeker. I feel that there are two types of people, one the ignorant and one the seeker. And many people fall into the slot of the ignorant, not because they are ignorant by choice or design, they just don't care enough to find out those answers. But the ones who care, the ones who seek, are the ones who attain this enlightenment and therefore reach the highest order of spirituality. And we're blessed that we are surrounded by these energies. And somehow in my life, I know that there is a kind of some calling, which I'm not sure what that is. but which always draws me to people who have reached this stage of evolution. I've never asked for it. Those people have come into my life. You know, when I, with great respect and regard, when I got to speak in conversation with Dada Vaswani, it was that moment when I sat across him and we were at the NSCI Dome. And the kindest gesture he could have shown, he felt like drinking water halfway through his conversation. And he poured himself. He didn't allow me to pour it. He was nearly 100 years old.
Right.
And he poured that water. But before drinking it, and there was a crowd of 100,000 people. And he said, will you have?
He was an epitome of humility.
He said, will you have? And I looked at him and there was applause because it was his natural instinct to kind of offer, share, that came from his being. It was not that he was making some kind of a large statement by doing that. It was his mean. And when I left from there, I felt I felt I could breathe the breath of life, the breath of happiness. And today while I'm speaking to you, I see I'm deriving that same energy. Like I feel I've met not only an involved human being, but also a gentle, kind, understanding, pure person. Because to give up the luxuries of life and seek the process of spirituality and enlightenment and be a philanthropist, care about people who are in pain and actually dedicate your life to them, to me, I worship that much more than I worship him.
You're a divine soul. You said something very beautiful. You know Dada Vaswani?
Yeah.
He is one of those examples who had no karma because he was living as a divine instrument, Karan.
Yes.
He had surrendered himself to God and he taught me. I asked him, Dada, what can I do for you? He said one thing, wear white. The only one thing he asked me in 25 years.
Wear white.
White.
How lovely.
So this is my...
But as I said, that one of my most, I would say my moments that I will treasure for all my living years will be my interaction with him. And I'm so glad that I got to speak to him 6 months before he passed. And it will stay with me and it will always, and today I didn't even know that you had that interaction with him.
For 25 years.
Yes. So, and now when you're saying this to me, I see the connection. I see the reliving of that moment.
But I want to tell you something. There's the divine soul in you, which is already kindled. Now, you must not let that divine soul drop into bhoga. There are two things. One is you can be a yogi or you can become a bhogi. But you are a divine soul. Let anybody say anything about Karan Johar.
Yeah.
I am telling you.
Yeah.
From what there's no deja vu.
Yeah.
As a person who is in awareness, I am telling you, you are an awakened soul. But you're an awakened soul living in a glamour world.
Yeah.
So there's a challenge. There's no problem. You can shine and your light can reach people. I'm telling you, this should be your mission. As Karan Johar, I will continue doing what I'm doing. But I will live as the soul in Karan, that role in Karan. That is your goal. I'm leaving this one point with you and now you can ask me whatever questions you want.
Firstly, thank you. And with reverence in my heart, I have only love right now. And the feeling of love draws me to the few questions that I have, which will not be a rapid fire really, because I mean, it could be more just like they say, the speedy delivery of these answers. So when I asked you why someone's life a comedy and someone's a tragedy, you said that.
Actually, one word I want to add here.
Yeah.
Somebody's life is a comedy and somebody's life is a tragedy. You know why?
Why?
Luck.
Love.
That's the bullshit answer.
Oh. I was also like,
It's not luck. The spelling is wrong. What do you spell luck?
L-U-C-K.
The real spelling is P-L-U-C-K. You pluck. You pluck because life is twin karma. Life is twin karma. One karma that brought you to earth and one karma that you do after your birth. The prarabdha karma is what you came. You became a guy, Indian, born to these parents, not out of your choice.
No.
That was your previous karma.
Yeah.
You came like that. But what you're doing now, you have free will. It's called agami karma. The agami karma, for example, you're driving a car. Can you change the road? Can you change the road? You can't change the road. That's your past karma. But the car Can you go forward or reverse?
That is it.
Can you go left or right?
That is it.
Can you go fast or slow?
Yes.
That is your present karma. And this decides, twin karma decides comedy
Or tragedy. So now I have to say good luck instead of good luck.
Yeah, because actually, luck is only pluck.
So and I think we've covered this, but what is the purpose of life? Or rather, does life have a purpose?
जीवन क्या है कोई न जाने सब समझते हमें जाने सच का एहसास जो है करते वही जाने जीवन क्या है अनुभूति अपरोक्ष है कृपा से ही ये होता है यो जीता है और मरता है सच का एहसास ना करता है The purpose of life is to discover the purpose of life. The purpose of life is to discover the purpose of life. Who am I? Which you already know now. You are the soul. Has somebody told you the word soul before?
Yeah.
So, or a prize. And I like this prize on TV. I don't watch well. Prize, tell me what is soul? What is soul?
Now you know the answer better than I do. I'll say something that won't...
I'm teasing you. I don't know. I'm not asking you how to produce a movie or direct a movie. मैं तो आपको अपनी भाषा में समझ.
I don't.
So remember that. S-O-U-L. S-O-U-L means spark of unique life. You are a spark of unique life. You have a spark, I have a spark. Now this light has a bulb and the AC has a bulb. If I switch off this light, will the AC go off?
No.
But if I switch off the main switch,
everything will go.
You and me both have one main switch.
Yeah.
But your switch is separate and my switch is separate. Your soul is separate and my soul is separate. So this is something we must understand to get into the cycle of overcoming all this outlier.
The other thing is that everybody attains this one particular emotion, happiness. Is there a fast track to happiness?
Actually, happiness has 3 peaks, I told you.
Yeah.
The whole world that you see around you, thinking happiness is pleasure.
Yeah.
They want a Ferrari, they want to buy a branded clothes, they want, okay, that give you pleasure. But pleasure is ephemeral. It is momentary, right?
Yeah.
It comes and goes. But true happiness forever flows. So, happiness has 3 stages. Pleasure, peace. When there is peace, there's automatically happiness. Suppose you're very happy, you're celebrating the launch of a new movie. But you hear bad news, somebody died. Would you still be happy?
No.
Because you lost your peace of mind. The moment you lose your peace, happiness is gone. So, I gave you the book already. The book has it all. But I will lead you with pleasure, peace, and the ultimate happiness is purpose. Because when there is purpose, you are liberated from all suffering. There's no fear, worry, stress, anxiety. Therefore, one must evolve on this journey from pleasure to peace. I'll also give you a small happy mantra. Will you remember the word H-A-P-P-Y?
Yeah.
H-A-P-P-Y. H means happiness is success. Success is not happiness.
Happiness is success.
1. A, accept, don't protest. Because Karan, whatever is happening in your life is your own karma coming.
Yeah.
So accept it. P, learn to live with peace. It's the foundation of happiness. P, discover the purpose of your existence. And why it is difficult for you. ये जो yearning है ना, yearning, ये चाहिए, वो चाहिए, ये चाहिए, वो चाहिए, ये चाहिए, वो, this makes us unhappy. It's a happiness paradox.
Right.
The happiness paradox is, you can, even though you're happy, you're unhappy.
Yeah.
Happiness is a paradox.
Yearning.
So it's H-A-P-P-Y, only the Y you must try to drop.
But yearning comes because if you drop the Y, there's earning. So that's why when there is an earning, there is a yearning.
Correct. Because क्या करेंगे?
Yeah.
Oh, earning, if those who earn, they have to burn.
Yeah.
But they don't realize that what happens is we are born, then we learn, then we earn, then we burn, then we return, then again we learn, then again we earn, then again we burn.
It's a vicious circle. It's a vicious circle. There's something that plagues, I think, humanity a lot is that we treat other parts of our body a lot. You know, you have diabetes, so you have a medication. You have blood pressure, you have medication. You have bad knees, you do physiotherapy. But what of the brain? Mental health is something that we turn our backs away from. We don't understand. There's a lot of anxiety and depression that not only penetrates the industry of artists, but generally human beings who live and are aware turn their backs from mental health because they feel some of them are even conscious to address it. And some, those who are, and addressing it, bless them. But it is something that is increasing more and more. What is your commentary on the mental health?
Actually, I hear a lot of Bollywood people talking of depression. They use the word depression. You also heard the word depression. So let me tell you, there's a difference between neurological problem and psychological problem. The neuro problem is to do with the hardware.
Yes.
And the mental health you're talking to do is with the software. The problem is doctors don't know what to give you because there is no mind. Karan, you're trying to, suppose I tell you, you give treatment for this finger. Fine. Now I will give treatment for that part of my body. There is no part of the body. What are you going to treat? So what do doctors do? They give you tranquilizers. They give you sugar pills just to make you think that they're giving medication. They just put you to sleep. The only way is to move from mind to consciousness. You've heard a lot about this chanting, this meditation, this mindfulness, but what is the essence of it?
Yeah.
I told you about NK50, remember?
Yes.
It's the mind killer. 50 thoughts a minute.
Yeah.
That is 50,000 thoughts a day. Can you believe?
Yeah.
Now, what you've got to do is reduce the MTR. When you go jogging, you reduce your BMR. You increase your BMR for losing calories. When you reduce your MTR, your mental thought rate, you still the mind. You kill the mind. You have only two options. Either you kill the mind,
or the mind kills you.
Absolutely. So you decide you want... See, let me tell you one thing. The mind is your biggest enemy. And today I'm leaving with you a word, turn from mind to consciousness. You have to move from mind to consciousness.
Yeah.
This is the only way. And if you move from mind to consciousness, you will reach a state of Sat Chit Anand.
Sat Chit Anand.
That is the state where there is bliss and there is peace.
Do you have to become a yogi, a sannyasi to be really happy? Is spirituality necessary in life?
Actually, I've given you that book,
Yes.
Realization of a Yogi.
Yes.
It teaches you how you know what is the meaning of sannyasi?
Yes.
Sannyasi means sanya.
Yeah.
Sannyas means renunciation.
Yes. Yes.
When there is realization, there needs to be no renunciation. When you have realization, you be Karan Johar, you be in this world, but you live as the divine soul. So therefore, and I also explained to you, spirituality is the science of the spirit, realizing who am I and why am I here. That's all we need to do. Then we are good to know.
That's great. How can we make the movie called Life a huge blockbuster?
In Bollywood, how do you make a blockbuster or a box office, as you call it?
Yeah, well, it becomes when you plan an entertainer with messaging, music, scale, all kinds of...
And then you see what is the collection.
Yeah.
Correct. So, in Bollywood, you're trying to make a hit.
Yeah.
In life, you need chit. C-H-I-T. Not cash hit. In Bollywood, you want a hit with cash.
Yeah.
In life, you want chit. And chit means consciousness.
Conscious.
When you're living in consciousness, you become aware of the truth. You become aware. Before we lose our time, I think it's time for you to go. You must have heard this very famous song. Let me tell you what it is. It says, मौत ने ज़माने को ये समा दिखा डाला कैसे कैसे रुस्तम को खाक में मिला डाला याद रख सिकंदर के हौसले तो आली थे जब गया था दुनिया से दोनों हाथ खाली थे अब न वो हलाकू है और न उनके साथी है जंगो जू न पोरस है और न उनके साथी है कल जो तन के चलते थे अपने शान व शौकत पर शम्मा तक नहीं जलती आज उनकी दुर्बत पर शहंशाह भिखारी हो सबको लौट जाना है जो भी इंसान जीता है कब्र ही ठिकाना है जैसी करनी वैसी भरनी आज किया कल पाएगा पर जो उठाकर चलने वाला एक दिन ठोकर खाएगा चढ़ता सूरज धीरे धीरे ढलता है ढल Karan, we all have to go.
Yes.
This is a show. And before the death whistle does blow, let us grow. Let us grow in our awakening. I also made a lot of money. You made a lot of money. Money is good. But money will not give me the ultimate goal. of realizing I am the divine soul.
Yes.
So that is,
I mean, I think conversations such as these, thoughts such as these, are integral not just for our awakening, our growing, but also of our understanding how we get caught up. Like, there's an expression that says, don't sweat the small stuff, which is what I believe. Take the high road. And I believe that in any relationship, in any trauma in your relationship, turbulence, take the high road. Be the larger individual. Learn to forgive. Learn to go beyond, because we have so much more to understand. So in terms of our purpose of life, in terms of our attainment of spirituality, I feel like, I'm getting hurt, upset, angry over such small, tiny things. Whenever there is a death that is tragic, that is young, you stand at that funeral pyre and you say, we'll go one day. Why are we sweating the small stuff? But then we go back to being the people we were. I never like to do that. I like to forge forward, and I feel blessed that I've had this interaction. I feel I will go home a more evolved person, a much more understanding of what I may have asked myself and of life. And I feel more power to your powers of goodness, humanitarianness, and just sense of creating a certain atmosphere of evolution and enlightenment. So thank you.
You are an awakened soul, and I have one challenge to you.
Yes.
This awakened soul should become a light. And I want the light of Karan Johar to shine. And I want your industry and the millions and billions of people who follow you, I want you to be a blessing with your divine soul, shining and showing them the way of enlightenment.
Thank you.
Honor to me.
Thank you. It was so lovely. It was so lovely. Thank you so much. Thank you.